So last week, one of the fastest growing cryptos on the market, which had grown from nothing to almost $3,000 per coin, just disappeared. So what happened? The disappearance left trusting investors holding the bag having lost out on millions of dollars. And some lucky criminals got away with the scam of a lifetime. Today we're going to discuss how we got here, what happened specifically with this rug pull, and what's going to happen moving forward, along with some life lessons we can learn from this. So welcome to Andrew Finance. I'm Andrew, and here's the finance. So to understand what happened here, we're going to have to rewind the clock a little bit to the ancient year of 2008 when Bitcoin was first invented. At its creation as the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin had no value because people just didn't trust it. Much like the NFT market today, people just didn't like the idea of money that they couldn't see or hold, especially since they felt like the only way of knowing how much money you actually had in this new Bitcoin was people just saying, "Trust me, bro." In fact, it was worth so little that in 2010, a guy by the name of Laszlo Hanchez traded 10,000 Bitcoin for just 2 Papa John's pizzas. That's a little over $600 million today. That really puts into perspective Mr. Beast eating pizza that's barely worth 1 Bitcoin. But as you're well aware, Bitcoin kept growing through its ups and downs to the behemoth that it is today, sitting somewhere around $60,000 for 1 Bitcoin as of recording this video. So naturally, when people saw its success, they suddenly became very interested in making a lot of money or trying to make another cryptocurrency like it, but that was improved. That's where we get cryptos like Ethereum, Maker, and Binance Coin, which were sometimes hailed as the new Bitcoin killer. But Bitcoin has by far remained the most popular and the most expensive. Then in this third wave of crypto, you start to see meme coins like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, or Floki Inu. And the idea of these was to capitalize on something funny or trendy, and they tended to be made more as a joke rather than something that people actually took seriously. But something different happened with these coins. Suddenly, everyday people were starting to get rich off of them, including the now viral Dogecoin millionaire who invested his life savings into Dogecoin, then it went viral, and now his portfolio is worth roughly $1 million. Suddenly, crypto was something that anyone could take part in, which led to this insane stampede towards making and buying cryptos. And now there are thousands of cryptos, a lot of them existing just in the slight hope that they might one day become the next Dogecoin, go viral, and make the investors rich. But with the influx of people hoping that they could change their lives with crypto investments came another influx of people who realized they could scam others and make a lot of money doing it. And that is what happened with Squid Coin. And now that the background's out of the way, we can talk about specifically what happened with the Squid Coin rug pull. But before we do, throw a like on the video if you're enjoying it so far, and throw a subscribe on the channel if you want to see more. So September 17th, 2021, Squid Games was released to instant international success, becoming the most viewed Netflix show ever. But apparently, when you take trendy TV shows and trendy crypto, you put them together and you get trendy TV show based crypto. And that's what happened with Squid Coin. On October 26th, a very fishy website was launched, which introduced this new crypto that was based on the series. And at first it looked promising. The prices surged by 380,000% to $38 per coin. And then something happened. On November 1st of 2021, the crypto ballooned up to $2,861.80 in 3 hours. And then less than 10 minutes later, it had dropped to 8/1000ths of a cent. The rug pull had been successfully pulled off, and the scammers had made off with $3.3 million. Before we go any further, I first want to highlight the story of a man by the name of Bernard. He invested $28,000 in Squid Coin, hoping that he could use the money to help get his family out of poverty. His investment, of course, went to zero, and Bernard says that as the breadwinner of the family, and now that he doesn't have that money, he's not sure what he's going to do, and now he's worried about not being able to pay bills. I mention his story because it's easy to look at the large scale of all the number of people that were scammed and roll your eyes at all the stupid people who invested in a crypto that they knew nothing about. But it's important to remember that there are real people behind these numbers. Many who are praying that this is their ticket out of poverty or hoping to use the money to start a new life for themselves. With that being said, while of course this is a tragedy, it's also a good time to learn a simple life lesson. Only invest in crypto what you can afford to lose, especially with investments like meme coins. It's also a good idea to look at some red flags that this crypto raised. That way you're better able to make decisions on whether or not you should take a risk on a future coin. On October 29th, just 2 days before the rug pull, Gizmodo put out an article called "New Squid Game Crypto Launches as Obvious Scam," specifically calling out BBC and Business Insider, both of whom had put out articles essentially hyping up Squid Coin. Despite there being massive red flags, such as the website being filled with poor grammar, the fact that you were able to buy the coins but you weren't allowed to sell them, the Telegram and Twitter accounts linked with the coin both had their comments permanently turned off, and it also had this fake endorsement from Elon Musk right on the homepage. I have to say, I applaud Gizmodo for their willingness to stand up to Insider and BBC, both of whom have since removed their articles about the coin, but you can still read the archives of them on archive.md. I'm not a journalistic commentary channel, so all I'm going to say about this is, this kind of lazy, neglectful coverage of something that was obviously a scam is frankly inexcusable, and the lack of backlash or any calls for accountability is kind of upsetting. So the question is, what happens now? And you're not going to like the answer, because it's honestly Probably nothing. While there's no doubt that rug pulls are illegal, legislation and lawmakers have been very slow to catch up with this new trend of digital rug pull. It's been seen over and over with Save the Kids and Mando, which was based on the Mandalorian series, and now most recently with Squid Coin. And to my knowledge, there were investigations into both of those instances, but as of writing the script, no formal charges were ever filed. The complexity with making regulatory laws here is that, as with most things, there are two sides, both of which have some reasonable arguments. There's the one side saying that crypto needs to be regulated because people are being taken advantage of to the tune of millions. Their argument is that the government and regulatory bodies exist in order to keep people safe, and regulating crypto in order to avoid rug pulls or digital scams falls under that jurisdiction. A good parallel for their argument might be health and safety laws. Think about fast food restaurants. You can go there anytime you want, buy anything on the menu, and you can eat it. And while doing this, you can have the reasonable assumption that, while it might not be healthy, you won't be unsafe consuming their food. You can reasonably have this assumption because the government monitors health and safety and periodically sends health workers in order to go check on these restaurants and make sure they're abiding by all the laws. It would be hard to argue there that the regulations were violating anyone's rights. The general belief is that you have the right to the peace of mind knowing that you can eat there and that the government's going to look after you and make sure you don't get sick. However, there are people on the other side saying that it goes against the spirit of crypto to have it regulated. And having this decentralized currency takes away the power from large corporations and banks who might not have the best interest of the consumer at heart. The argument here is that money can be controlled by these banks and large corporations, so keeping the power with us is vital. It's a complicated issue with a lot of nuance that I really don't have time to go into. Suffice to say that I really don't think crypto is going to be regulated anytime soon, if only because of the complexity of trying to regulate a digital asset like this. The one thing I want to leave you with here is just be skeptical of anything that seems too good to be true, and wait at least 24 hours before making a huge decision like investing all of your life savings into a crypto that might not even be real. It's easy to get caught up in the craze of the big new thing, especially when large publications are seeming to hype it up. Take a deep breath, do your research, see if there's anything weird or sketchy about it, and then be 100% sure going in. Because 99 times out of 100, there is a catch, and you're not going to get rich instantly. Whether you loved or hated this video, I would love to know about that in the comments down below, and I hope that you all have a very productive day.